Hello everybody and welcome back to Casual Gamer Oz as we continue our career mode here on F1 2017. We're into round 9 of Season 3. Toro Rosso driver Ben Waterworth about to drive around the Red Bull Ring in Austria. A wet one, our first wet session in a long time. Let's get into it. 7th is our highest ever qualifying back in Season 1 on F1 2017. And 4th, our highest race finish in the same race. Now, the good news is you would have been dying to know how we went in terms of our development points. We got enough points. We've officially reached peak upgrade in the power department, in the research department, which means that all our parts now can basically have 50% less points to increase them. So meaning that our next upgrades in the powertrain department will actually be on the engine. We actually have not had an actual update on this car besides the R&D team, sort of like the warehouse section, since Season 1. So that's why we've dropped back so much. We've, again, short-term pain for long-term gain. And we're going to finally see that here if we can actually get some points. We only need to get 500 points to develop our next stage of the engine. And we're not going to get any here, basically, because this track, we generally do well in wet races, but we're struggling big time here. And we're going to be dead last. We're not even going to get 17th here, which is our target place, which is going to be disappointing. Hopefully we can have a dry race and improve on that, because, again, I do well in Austria for the most part. Well, it's a circuit that I've kind of underachieved in, but I've sort of started to turn that around slightly. But it's not going to happen here in qualifying. Just like in Australia, just like in Canada, a track that I do well in, we've had terrible results in, and that is going to be terrible for our reputation. We're going to be dead last, but I think what we'll do is we'll put in a new engine, and that way we can improve it. Good news though, Ferrari on the front row, so that's something. We will get ourselves into the race and see what we can do. Hopefully it'll be a dry one. Let's do it. Of course, starting last means that we won't get a penalty. Well, I mean, we will get a penalty, but it's not going to affect us because we're last. That's what I'm trying to say. May as well switch some extra parts in there down the line. So, you know, again, it doesn't really affect you too much on shortened races. But, yeah, anyway. Our rivalry, we're getting belted still by Hulkenberg, so hopefully again, give us a Williams or give us a Haas drive. Oh no, we have Haas in Grosjean, didn't we? So we get to 500 now, which seems a lot less than 1400. Okay, we're going to lose that this round. Yep, cool. And we're going to have a dry race, so that's good. We're going to switch this up now with the engine. Yes. Oh, hang on. Yes, we know. We'll have a grid drop penalty, which really won't because we're last, so whatever. We'll just whack all this in. I think we're getting like a 30 drop grid penalty or more than that. We're getting a Stoffel Van Dorn here. Put in a new gearbox. Yep. Cool. We're out of the race. We've got new parts, new components, penalties galore. But we will last anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Let's get into Austria. We're going to dry one. And let's hope for the best here. Because we've got to get these points now that we can finally actually start working on the car. And we'd like to have a good Austria, good Britain. That way we should be able to have a new component in by Hungary. And that will obviously be the second half of the season. And Belgium, Italy, power-dependent circuits will help us very, very well. Generally do well in Italy, so it'd be better with an even better car. We're going to start getting some reputation points up in the second half of the season if we want to find ourselves in a better car next year. Alright, we're on the inside. It's good. Let's get ready here, folks. Home race for the team, sort of. Red Bull at least, not the Italian side of Toro Rosso. But we go here in Austria. We'll spin off the line, didn't feel too good there. But we get enough of a start. We should get ahead at least one Sauber here. It's all going on at the front here as we can avoid some carnage into turn 1. Well, get a bit of slide coming off there as we cut a little bit of the turn. Meantime, Van Dorn's going to close the door on me. Get out of it, Stoffel. Go Stoffel yourself. And all happening in front. Oh, just avoid some damage there. They're saying I've clipped the front wing, but not to the extent where I've actually got red on the map, so that's good. We've got a good run here on Verstappen. And that is a move that I wasn't expecting. We're up into the points. From 10th to 20th to 10th. Good start here in Austria. We're not going to count our chickens just yet because we know what can happen moving forward. This car's getting very racy in front of us there. Would like one of them to take each other out, which would be fantastic, wouldn't it? It's Perez and Massa directly in front. Massa, surprise podium there in Azerbaijan. That is the first time I have seen a non-Mercedes or Ferrari on the podium that wasn't me in F1 2017. I don't even think a Red Bull has managed to find its way in the podium in the AI section. Not that I can remember. We'll just put it up into rich mode here to see if we can get a bit of a run on these guys up into the hill. Oh, they're getting very racy. Very, very racy. It's good to see the AI do that, as we can just get a little bit close there to these guys. Oh, it's tense. It's very tense. Whoa, and I get a good run on Perez. I don't want to go on the outside. I'm going to switch to the inside there, as Perez also gets a bit racy and finds the inside line, and I just got both of them there at one corner. Thank you very much. Whoa, and Perez is coming back at me. Whoa, good move there by Sergio. Wasn't expecting that. We've gotten Lance still, but Sergio came out of nowhere there. Good, clean racing, unlike what his teammate used to do. And I'm going to put it back into standard mode because that's wasted a lot of fuel on that lap. And wow, Vettel, I think, might be leading this Grand Prix. Actually, I didn't see who got the fastest lap on the first one. I do have a tiny bit of damage on that front wing. It's a very light yellow colour, which means that it is very, very slightly damaged. Don't think I'm going to have enough to get DRS here, but Stroll might. And wow, I was not expecting to be this far up. Oh, Stroll's having a run at me, if you don't mind. He's going to still be there on the inside. Don't spin me, Lance. Whew. Verstappen's had a woeful start. He generally starts in 6th place on the grid, and he's dropped down to at least 11th. So, one thing I will say for the AI is, even though they generically have the same grid positions basically in every single Grand Prix, it's interesting when they can fall themselves back so far like that. And you do often find people in this race who, starting in 3rd or 4th in the AI world, will then find themselves up potentially leading the race as well. So I think we're going to let Perez get away from us here, but I feel as though it's about defending from little Lancey Stroll. We haven't had points since Bahrain. Obviously only had 2 points finishes this year. Should have been 3 in Russia, but we know what happened there. Lance Stroll on a much superior Mercedes engine. He's going to have a look at me on the outside. He's going to have a big look at me on the outside. I'm going to cut across and just cut the track slightly there. A little bit naughty of me, but I want to defend this position. He's meanwhile not going to have a look at me this time around because he's got too many cars behind him. Now, I'm ahead of Hulkenberg, my rival, but he only needs one more point, obviously, to win the rivalry. So he's going to take this, and he's actually just gotten himself up into 10th place. So he's gone from 12th to 10th there. Racy McGacey there for Nico Hulkenberg. And we've had some very good races, me and Nico, this season, as well as Abu Dhabi last year. So I enjoy racing against Nico, and it will do me in good stead to do some wheel-to-wheel racing with the Renault to show them what I'm capable of if I want to end up in that car next year. Same with the Williams or the Force India. Kind of get myself into these positions and just show what I'm capable of. And once again, my teammate Carlos Sainz just does nothing, and yet somehow he doesn't get as punished as much for his efforts, and I'm still driver number 2. Go figure. Alright, Hulkenberg's got a huge run on me here. I'm going to put it up to rich mode just to see if we can out-drag him up to this section. It's the final lap. Actually, we're going to keep it on rich mode for the last lap then. Thought we had 2 laps. Oh, and Hulkenberg, I think, has just damaged a bit of his front wing. He's clipped me. We saw a bit of debris flying off. Slowed him down a little bit. For some reason, I thought we had 2 laps to go. This is Austria for you. It's the shortest race on the calendar. So therefore, it's a bit of a sprint, really, the whole time. So we should have enough fuel here to maintain ourselves in rich mode, at least just to pull away here from Hulkenberg coming into these overtaking opportunities. Obviously, we have the new engine fitted here after qualifying last. If we hold on to this, we've gone from 20th to 9th. So it's a position gain of 11 places. Surely we'll get us driver of the day. Not that we really ever focus too much on who gets driver of the day because we're too busy bitching and complaining and watching replays. As we continue to hold on to this. Can we hold on to this? I think we can hold on to this. Vettel's won. Yes, that's good. Ferrari getting themselves back on top. That's what we want from a viewer standpoint. Oh, I'm going to run myself wide there. Hold on to it in the last corner. Hulkenberg is right there with me. Saw what happened in Azerbaijan on the line, but we're going to cross the line here. We're going to get some points. We're going to get 9th. Yes! Jeffrey.
Good job. You did really well.
I bloody well did, from last to 9th. That is a very satisfactory result. And, yes. 2 points there. So, we'll take it. Ferrari win. That's good. Ferrari 1-2, which is even better. So Vettel, Raikkonen, Bottas, Hamilton, Ricciardo, Massa, Grosjean, Perez, Aus, and Hulkenberg. Let's have a look at the replay, how it all went down at the start. To watch me gain 11 places on the opening lap. Actually, it was 12 until I had that battle with Perez. And inside line helped. I get a great move here where I basically get 3 cars off the start line. My teammate's struggling. And Stoffel closing the door on me there. But unlike his teammate, he knows when there's another car there. And therefore leaves me the space. And this is where I make up a heap of positions. Oh, God, how did I not lose my front wing there? So cautiously. Nearly do it. And I get this good run here on Max Verstappen. Great run on Max Verstappen. Great run on Max Verstappen. Down the inside. As quick as you like. And that's how you do that. Alright. Standings. Well, we are still down in 13th place, which is to be expected. We're nowhere near the top 10. Vettel leads the championship. Ahead of Raikkonen. Hamilton, though, even though he's only won, the 1-2 Grand Prix, he's just been very consistent there. Bottas a lot closer this time around than he has been in other seasons. So that's going to be well. The constructors, Ferrari leading that one. Toro Rosso, well, we're there, and Sauber and McLaren at score. So we're off to Britain next. Up and down circuit for us, really, but we'll see how we go. And fingers crossed we can keep this development up, because we've obviously got an opportunity now to finally upgrade this car. Like, subscribe, and comment to us here on Casual Gamer Oz. We appreciate you tuning in, and we'll speak to you next time in Britain. Good night.